Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, depending where you are in the world. Welcome to Vic and Vern Sports Chat. Welcome to Across the Pond, your comprehensive North American sports update. We've got a lot to get in today. We've got a hell of a lot to talk about today. I don't even know where to start. There's so much to get into today. I guess we start with the topics today. We've got NCAA basketball, of course. We've got NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball, NFL, NASCAR, WNBA. We've even got IndyCar in here as well, so don't you worry. Lots to get into. Let's start with the NCAA because that's probably the best way to start now. Let's start with telling you guys to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. I see there's a few of you in this morning already this early. Yeah, big, long day today. Let me just quickly get that chat up here so that I can... There you go. We got Tanaka, Vern, Eric, Rambo, Michael, Janet, Dylan, Mornay, Frederick, and Paul Terry. Early birds or late birds, depends on where you are in the world. Depends where you are. So let's start with the NCAA because there were some games tonight, and let's quickly get that away, and then we'll move around. We will move around. Let's start with the guys because the guys are in the Sweet 16. There were games last night, and there were some upsets. Let me tell you, baby. There we go. So look, Arkansas, the Razorbacks are out. They got knocked off by the Wildcats, the Arizona Wildcats. Yeah, expectedly, I think, 109-88, maybe a little bit too high. I'm going to quickly just go and tell you who scored what there. I can do that. There you go. Good win for Arizona. Arizona definitely one of the favorites there. Yeah. Can I get there? There you go. Let's have a look there. There you go. So I can tell you for the main man there for Arizona was Burries, 23 points there. Cuff Jr., he did have 28 points for Arkansas, but it just was not enough. Then Purdue knocking off Texas. Texas was the highest seed still left. Purdue knocked them off 79-77, so a close one there. Kaufman ran with 20 points and 8 rebounds there for Purdue. Then a little bit of an upset. Houston, one of the top teams, good in the regular season. They got knocked off quite comfortably by Illinois, 65-55. Wagler there with 13 points and 12 rebounds for Illinois. Iowa, the highest ranked team still in the tournament. They knocked off Nebraska, number 4, 77-71. Sage there with 19 points and 8 rebounds for... I think it's the Hawkeyes, right? Iowa, the Hawkeyes. There you go. So I'll put that to the side quickly. So those are your results of the first part of the Sweet 16. Don't forget, later today or this evening, St. John's will take on Duke. Can't see St. John's beating Duke. Alabama, Michigan. Then we got Michigan State. The Spartans against UConn, the Huskies. The Tennessee against Iowa State. So, yeah, look, do I see the ones and the twos coming through? I think there's upset here. I think UConn's going out. I've got them in the final. I don't know. I have a funny feeling about Michigan State. I have a feeling Michigan and Michigan State are both going to come through. I did tip Alabama to go all the way, didn't I? To get through that one. I think Duke will come through, and I think Iowa State will come through. But let's have a look at the bracket. How is this all... played out for the bracket? I mean, look. So we know in the West it's going to be Arizona against Purdue. We know it's 1 against 2. Would it be surprising if in the East if it's 1 against 2? Most probably not, but we'll see what happens there. UConn against Duke, most probably, maybe. Then at the bottom half of the table, we already know that Iowa and Illinois will take off. The 1s and 2s are all gone. Florida State is gone. Houston is gone. So Iowa, could the 9th seed get all the way to the Final Four? Very possible. Michigan, Alabama, Tennessee, and Iowa will try to do it in the Midwest. So yeah, the NCAA has been really good this year. On the men's side, there's been more upsets, of course, than on the ladies' side. Let me get some water there. Well, we'll get into the ladies in a second. There we go. Then let's have a look at the ladies. There you go. They all start their tournament. Well, they start the Sweet 16 tonight and Saturday night. Vanderbilt to take on Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. The North Carolina Tar Heels will take on the Yukon Huskies. Can't see an upset there. Minnesota against UCLA, maybe. The Bruins, LSU against Duke, I think that one's totally open there. The Tigers against the Blue Devils, let's see what happens there. Then if we have a look on the other side, Louisville against Michigan, very open game there. Can't see Texas being knocked off by Kentucky. South Carolina Gamecocks, can't see that one being anything but a win for the Gamecocks. And then Virginia against TCU. Virginia, the highest ranked women's team, still around the 10th seed against TCU. I still like TCU to win this one, so we'll see. Let's have a look at the brackets there of the ladies as well. We're all for equality here. So that's how it's panning out. Look, we'll know more on Monday. And next Thursday, we will know who's in the Final Four. Remember that. So next week's show on Thursday or Friday morning will be fantastic to see what's coming up there. But that's the top half. The bottom half of that, there you go. Look, you would think, well, let's go back to the top half. You would think UConn gets there, and I think Vanderbilt. I think 1 against 2 in this one, and I think 1 against 2 in this one as well. I also think UCLA, LSU, it's very seldom in the women's half of the draw that they're big upsets. I think the Gamecocks will take on TCU, and I think Texas will take on Michigan. That's just the way I see it. No big surprises there. But, always for an underdog. So go Virginia, baby. Go Virginia. Just want to quickly have a look at the chat again. Just want to make sure. Vern, what is Vern getting up to this morning in the chat? We'll see him in the chat. Just got to get that away. Because I always put my chat on my phone. There we go. Greetings. Oh, Mr. Joseph. Vern says hi as well. There you go. Then, look, we'll go straight into the basketball and to the NBA. Lots of stuff going on in the NBA yesterday. Let's have a look at those Monday results. Quickly tell you who scored what there. Not such a big problem. Look, only 3 games in the NBA this last night. The Hornets beat the Knicks. Surprise, 114-103. Knüppel, I think he's going to be Rookie of the Year. He scored 26 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. Jalen Brunson answered with 26 points and 13 assists for a losing Knicks team. The Pistons win again, 129-108 against the Pelicans. For the Pelicans, Zion Williams had 21 points, and for Pistons, Duran had 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. The Magic get past the Kings, 121-117. Pablo Banchero there with 30 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. DeMar DeRozan, good game there for the Kings, 33 points, 6 rebounds, and 11 assists. But a loss is a loss, as we say. A loss is a loss. NBA, lots to get through to. Let's have a look at the Eastern Conference. What do we know? We know that Indiana, Brooklyn Nets, and the Washington Wizards are out of the playoffs. We also know that Chicago and Milwaukee are not going to make it, even though there's a theoretical chance. We know that Detroit, Boston, New York, they're going to all be in the playoffs. Cleveland, Atlanta, Toronto, Philadelphia, Miami, Charlotte, and Orlando, they are all in the playoffs. It is just all about who's ranking where. I think the top 4 will stay the top 4. Maybe Boston and New York can switch places. We'll see about that. But then Atlanta all the way down to Orlando, lots of movement in there. In the West, it's a 2-horse race there for the top spot between the Oklahoma City Thunder, reigning champions, and the San Antonio Spurs, strong this season. Only a 2-game difference there, so that's all to fight for. Then I think LA all the way down to Houston, they'll be jockeying for positions 3 to 6. And then I think the play-ins is going to be Phoenix, the way it stands there, because 11 to 15 are already knocked out. Maybe Clippers and Portland switch positions, but I don't think Golden State will get out of the 10th position. So Golden State not looking so great there in the play-ins. Going to be a tough run for Golden State to move in. Let's have a look if tomorrow were the playoffs. If tomorrow were the playoffs in the NBA, what would the playoffs look like? Well, it would look like that. Let me just get into the chat. Always checking out the chat. There you go. If a playoff started tomorrow, The play-in tournaments would be as follows. The Blazers and the Warriors would fight it out, the Suns and the Clippers. The winner of the Blazers-Warriors would face the loser of the Suns-Clippers, and the winner of the Suns-Clippers would go straight in as the seventh seed. So we'll see what happens there. Look, you would have, I think you'd have the Spurs against the Clippers, and then I think the Suns come through and they go and get to play against the Thunder. So in my eyes, it's going to be Thunder, Suns, Spurs, Clippers, Lakers, Rockets. Whoa, Lakers, Rockets, that's going to be unbelievable. Nuggets, Timberwolves. Oh, crazy. And then in the East, I can see, I think the 76ers come through that one. So they will go against the Celtics. And I'm going Hornets. I think Hornets will go against the Pistons. Cavaliers, Hawks, Knicks, Raptors. I got to say, the matchups in the West look more, how do you say, exciting. That's the word I'm looking for. More exciting than in the East. But and I can't see the champion coming out of the East other than the Celtics. If they get everybody healthy, I think the Celtics are the best team in the East. But we will see. We will see. Stats in the NBA. These are your leaders. That MVP race is hotting up. Look, points per game still Luka Doncic on top. The rebounds, you got Nikola Jokic there with 12.8. Assists, Nikola Jokic with 10.8. Blocks per game, Wembanyama with 3.1. Tyrese Maxey, steals, top steals guy there with 2.0. And the best field goal percentage shooter in the league is Rudy Gobert. Where do I see this MVP race going at the moment? That is tough. I mean, I don't think Luka Doncic gets MVP because he can't play defense. He's out of the top dogs, he's the worst defensive player, and his first half of the season wasn't that good. I think it's Wembanyama, Jokic, or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think Jaylen Brown should be in the conversation. If you think that he, without his, Batman without Robin or Robin without Batman, almost the whole season, what he did for the Celtics to keep them in the hunt. And then I think you got to give Tyrese Maxey a shout out as well. I would have put Kawhi Leonard in here, but he came on a little bit late in the season. But I think it's going to Wembanyama this year because he's the best two-way player in the league. So I think Wembanyama. Whoa, what we got here? NA coming in the house. What would NA? What a good week of rugby. Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic week of rugby. There you go. So that's your NBA. Then in your NHL, a lot of games last night. NHL hotting up there. The Canadians, Blue Jackets, look at the results. Canadians beat the Blue Jackets 2-1. The Penguins beat the Senators 4-3. The Kraken beat the Lightning. That's a big result, 4-3. The Wild took care of the Panthers. I think the Panthers are done for this season. Stars losing to the Islanders 2-1. The Blackhawks losing to the Flyers 5-1. And the Sharks losing to the Blues 2-1. There was a little bit more to go there. I can tell you that the Devils beat the Predators 4-2. The Avalanche beat the Jets 3-2. The Capitals took care of the Mammoth 7-5. The Ducks took care of the Flames 3-2. The Oilers and the Golden Knights are 3-3. Let's go have a look if that's still the case. They went into overtime there. Here we go. I need a glass of water soon. Water. There you go. Let me have a look. Oh, the Oilers won that one 4-3. The Oilers did win that one that 4-3. So let's see if I can put that up there. The Oilers, there you go. The Oilers won that one 4-3. There you go. I'll put that also. There you go. Hey, it's good when we can change things around. Huh? There you go. So the Oilers, there you go. The Oilers won that one 4-3. And the Kings beat the Canucks 4-0. Let's have a look at the standings at the moment. What does that all mean? Look, Colorado and Dallas are guaranteed a playoff spot. The only team to be eliminated there in the West are the Vancouver Canucks. They are out of it. Everybody else has got a theoretical chance of making the playoffs. Will they make it? Most probably not. But it's tight. It is still tight with games to go. In the East, no one is guaranteed a playoff spot at the moment. The only team you know is not making the playoffs are the New York Rangers. That breaks my heart. That breaks my freaking heart. The New York Rangers. What an iconic... Hockey Club, and they are the first team in the East to get knocked out of the playoff running. Sad, 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 man. Just so sad. Then let's have a look at some of the stats there. Ooh, and things have changed. What a big last 7 days for Nikita Kucherov. He's been scoring and assisting at an unbelievable pace. He's overtaken Connor McDavid. So the Tampa Bay Lightning player, Nikita Kucherov, ahead of Connor McDavid of the Edmonton Oilers and Nathan MacKinnon of the Colorado Avalanche. That is your points leaders. Let's break that down into goals. Well, McKinnon's still the number one goal scorer there with 48, ahead of Caulfield and Kucherov. Your number one assist is now Nikita Kucherov, ahead of Connor McDavid. Can he get to 100 assists this year? That would be unbelievable. There's still a few games to go. Can somebody get the 100 assist mark? Would be fantastic. Then the goalkeepers, look, Scott Wedgwood, top dog there from the Colorado Avalanche. In all statistics, he is leading the way. It's also the reason that the Colorado Avalanche is the number one hockey team in the league. You have the best goalkeeper, makes the most saves in hockey. That is a lot. That helps you win titles, man. That helps you win titles. Then let's move over to Major League Baseball, my friends. Opening night last night of the baseball season. And these are the results. I'm not going to give you a table or anything, but it's the opening night. The Mets beat the Pirates 11-7. The Brewers destroyed the White Sox 14-2. The Washington Nationals beat the Chicago Cubs 10-4. Minnesota Twins lost to the Baltimore Orioles 2-1. The Boston Red Sox beat the Cincinnati Reds 3-0. The LA Angels beat the Houston Astros 3-0. The Detroit Tigers beat the Padres 8-2. Padres, you cannot have a season like you had last year. Last year you were the worst team in baseball. Come on. Then the Rangers losing to the Philadelphia Phillies. Well, I don't know why I put down Philadelphia Phillies. I could have just put down Phillies. Then the Tampa Bay Rays losing to the St. Louis Cardinals 7-9. And the reigning champions get their season off with a win. The LA Dodgers beat the Arizona Diamondbacks 8-2. There you go. Don't forget, guys, we got the NFL draft coming up. I wrote that down. When is that? 23rd of April, so that's not too far away. And want to give you some information here. Seattle Seahawks will open the season on the 9th of September. That's normally a Thursday night game. This year it's a Wednesday night game because I think the Rams and the 49ers play in Australia on the Thursday, and because of the time differences and stuff like that. So Seattle, they don't know who the opponent is of the Seattle Seahawks yet, but they will be playing the Wednesday night game, and I can tell you that will be live on this channel. We will have the opening night of the NFL season, and we've got some special stuff coming up with the Seahawks, because we've got a special person joining our channel a little bit later in the month. Big Seahawks fan, president of the Seahawks here in Europe, of the fan club, so he'll be joining us. We'll be doing a lot of cool things there with a little bit more insight, little more insight to the NFL. A real savant of the NFL. There you go. WNBA. Hey, preseason has been announced for the WNBA. It all starts with the Indiana Fever against the New York Liberty, Chicago Sky against the Phoenix Mercury, Lynx will take on the Washington Mystique, Seattle Storm will take on the Golden State Valkyries, and the Connecticut Sun will take on the Toronto Tempo, the new team there. I think there's another new team out of Portland as well. The WNBA draft is on the 13th of April, and a week earlier it is the expansion draft for those two teams, for Portland and for Toronto. Oh, my eye's killing me this morning. So there you go. So that's your WNBA news. Woo. We're still in North America, of course. NASCAR, baby. And Tyler Reddick wins again ahead of Brad Keselowski. That was all in Darlington. Ryan Blaney in third, Carson Havakar in fourth, Austin Cindric fifth. Check out who's your favorite driver. That is good stuff. And let's have a look at the standings. Look, Tyler Reddick, 6 races in the books this season. He's won 4. He's out in front ahead of Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, Danny Hamlin, and Chase Elliott. Let's have a look at how the season has gone so far. Look, everything there in Daytona, that was kind of like preseason stuff going on there. But look, It all started in the Daytona 500, the regular season there, and Tyler Reddick won in Daytona. Then the Auto Raider 400 won by Tyler Reddick. We move on. The Duramax Texas Grand Prix won by Tyler Reddick, so he won 3 in a row. Then at the Phoenix Raceway, it was Ryan Blaney to get the win. Las Vegas, Danny Hamlin took it, and this week in Darlington, back to Tyler Reddick. He won it. And on Sunday, it is the Cookout 400 there in Martinsville. It's the small little track, 400 laps, unbelievable action there, always bumper to bumper, lots of incidents there. If you guys like NASCAR, check that one out. And if you've never done NASCAR, dude, check out the NASCAR. It is really, really interesting. Then we move to the IndyCar. I missed that one last week on the 15th of March. There was a Grand Prix. Kyle Kirkwood won that ahead of Alex Palou and Will Powers. Will Power, not Powers, not Austin Powers. There you go. Let's have a look at the standings at the moment. Yeah, you got Kirkwood ahead of Palou and Award. Standing, but early running there. But let's tell you what's the next Grand Prix. That's important. It's the Children of Alabama Indy Grand Prix in Birmingham, Alabama, not Birmingham, England. Last year, Alex Palou won this race. Let's see who wins it this year. But that's my across the pond for this week. I hope I could update you on everything North American. Don't forget, big NCAA weekend ahead. We'll see what we'll be doing on the channel. Be talking to Vern, what games we're going to do. NBA playoffs coming close. NFL playoffs coming close. Major League Baseball has started. NFL draft coming soon. And then you have the preseason. Sports in North America is going crazy. Don't forget the World Cup this year also in North America. So we'll check that out. Guys, thanks for joining me for the show. I hope I could give you as much information as possible. And we will see each other next week, same time, same place. Otherwise, join me in 45 minutes time for the Daily Sports Update Show. We've got to talk about those World Cup qualifiers. There you go. Guys, have a good one. See you later.